You know, Republicans aren't the only ones making a mark out here in Iowa. Democrats are working hard to make their presence felt, and Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, who happens to be the chairman of the Democratic National Committee, is with us here today. And so why are you here?
Well, I'm here because we have 8 offices across the state of Iowa. We've made 350,000 phone calls. We've made 4,000 one-on-one meetings, 1,200 house parties. And while the Republicans have been in a duke-it-out contest, we've been quietly organizing, gearing up to run the biggest, most significant grassroots presidential campaign in history.
Now, Congresswoman, Iowa will be a battleground state in the general election. This is a state that has gone from blue to red, back to blue again. Barack Obama won it by 10 points in the last election. I know you've been making the case that you're very well organized here, but we just spoke with a Republican chairman, Matt Strawn, who said in the past 2 years, 1 out of every 10 Democrats in this state has switched parties, that they've closed the registration gap from 100,000 to 30,000. They're making the case that Democrats are leaving your party in droves here.
Well, I know that that's his job, and bravo for Matt Strawn for making that case. But the fact is that this is a state whose employment is among the lowest in the country, who has benefited from the policies of President Obama, fighting for the middle class, fighting for working families, taking us from bleeding 750,000 jobs a month to now we've had 22 straight months of private sector job growth, just more than 3 million jobs created. Iowa cares about making sure that we have a president in the White House who stands up for the middle class, not the collection of Republicans who want to fight for the wealthiest and most fortunate.
Well, I think this exchange is illustrative because I've just picked up on it, which is that, you know, as I've talked to Obama officials, you guys talk a lot in data points and numbers about campaign offices.
They're called facts.
Yeah, and voter context. But there's also the facts of voter registration, where Democrats do feel frustrated with the president. And that's going to be an issue. Iowa is one of the 9 states that switched from red to blue in the last election. It's states that Obama must do well, and it seems like he's having trouble here in Iowa.
No, actually, if you look at any recent poll, there isn't a single Republican in their field that beats the president head-to-head. The president, in every recent poll, head-to-head beats any Republican running right now, and the reason for that is because there's a dramatic contrast in the 2 directions that this country could go after November 6th. The direction that President Obama has been taking us, fighting to make sure that everyone in America has an opportunity for prosperity in the American dream, or folks like Mitt Romney, who thinks that corporations are people, who thinks that we should just let the housing and foreclosure crisis hit bottom and let investors come in and buy up the properties. I mean, essentially, Mitt Romney has said, the middle class, you're on your own, and we're going to go back to the failed policies of the past that got us to the precipice of economic disaster.
Let me ask you this. Let's suppose that Mitt Romney does get the Republican nomination. I have no idea if he will. A lot of people seem to think he will.
He's certainly practically declared victory yesterday.
What if he put
that's the expectation.
That young senator from your home state, Marco Rubio, on the ticket with him? How would that team fare against Barack Obama?
There are a lot of different potential matchups, but a matchup like that would be among the most extreme when it comes to the policies that matter to Americans that we've ever seen.
How so?
Whether it comes to immigration. I mean, you've got Mitt Romney, who said that if the Congress sent him the DREAM Act, he would veto it. I mean, that's just shockingly you have Marco Rubio, who has not stood up for the middle class, not stood up to fight to create jobs, opposed the payroll tax cut and other tax breaks for small businesses and working families. That combination, or really any combination of anyone in the Republican field, would be a dramatic contrast to President Obama and the direction that he's taken this country.
All right, Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, the chairwoman of the Democratic National Committee. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us here in Iowa.